And now it's time for the Nintendo 3DS. And you'll notice I have, ironically enough, 3 of them. 3 different models. I have the base model, the new 3DS XL, which, by the way, it's called New Red. I don't know why. Yeah, they call that color of the new 3DS XL New Red. And the new 2DS XL Turquoise and Black. And real quick, see that right there? That is not the original stylus. And there's a very good reason for that. It extends, just like the stylus for the original 3DS, actually. But anyway, there's actually a lot more to cover despite having only 3 systems to showcase here. And that's because of how significantly different they are from each other. Obviously, starting with the base model. Base model, it's kind of weird. Also, that's something that just kind of happened naturally, I guess, from being open, shut multiple times. And that right there, I actually had to super glue the circle pad back on. But yeah, it's actually one of the new features. Circle pad, basically meant to be essentially a flat version of an analog stick that you'd find on any video game controller, like on the GameCube or something like that. Start and select are down here, and in between, wedged in between, is the home button. The power button that you'd see on the DSi/DSi XL, used to be over here by the way, is now over here. Camera's back, but there are now 2 on the outside as opposed to 1 over here. This is a notification LED for things like local multiplayer, like, you know, if you're right nearby someone. Online, like if your friends were online, which, by the way, as many of you know all too well, that service is no longer a thing. You can't go online with your 3DS anymore. The stylus for the original 3DS is back here, and it, like I said, also telescopes. I always thought that was pretty cool, honestly. But actually, like, once you actually power on the system and see how significant of a change it is from the original DS, it is insane. I'm not going to bother messing with the 3D feature, by the way. It's going to show up absolutely bizarre if I show it on camera. But yeah, this is the Nintendo 3DS home menu. And one thing that immediately stuck out to me, that I still absolutely love. Position it properly real quick. Let me get out some games. Thankfully, I have my satchel of gaming on me. I pretty much have that thing on me at all times, be it by itself slung across my back or in my backpack. But one thing that I absolutely love about 3DS games in general, it's a detail that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, but it still is pretty cool when it comes up in conversation, is how yeah, each game basically has a splash screen, and you're seeing that right now, but like it's picking up my voice in the microphone, which is down here, I believe. I forget which side it's on, it's hard to see. But yeah, like it can actually pick up my voice through the microphone, and Jiro up there is spinning like crazy as a result. But like that's one of the things that would happen on the home menu, and you scroll over to a splash screen for a game or an application in general. Try to see if it'll pick up me blowing into the mic from that far away, but No, it's not responding, but you get the idea. It's, oh, I just have to be loud enough, but yeah, it's actually pretty cool. It's actually one of my favorite features of the 3DS. It's a minuscule detail, I know, but it still is pretty cool. Well, that and the fact that every single game and app has its own unique jingle, sting, whatever term you want to use to describe that. You know, like that. And also, going back to Shinobi, which, by the way, I've actually almost completed the game in my downtime. That's the 3DS game I've been playing the most in my downtime, for those who are curious. Most of the splash screens on the top screen have unique graphics. My favorite splash screen for any 3DS game, however... Also, yeah, I can do that noise because it's, again, just rotating like crazy. My favorite 3DS game... or at least one of my favorite 3DS games. If you've been following me on social media besides YouTube, like on Facebook or Twitter, or if you're one of my friends in Discord, you automatically know where this is going. Yeah, I absolutely love Shovel Knight. Like, that is legitimately my favorite video game series of all time for a multitude of reasons. But yeah. So I just wanted to stop talking to make sure that that logo would show off, just to showcase how awesome that that 3D model is. But yeah, back to the sting or jingle, whatever. It's a very beautiful combination of orchestral and 8-bit chiptune music. Listen to that again. Again, something as simple as that really stands out to me. Then you'd occasionally get some instances in which the name of the game wouldn't show up, but instead you just get a unique graphic on the top screen, which was very, very interesting. My favorite example of that... Let me find it. Again, I have so many games. My favorite example... Green Lantern Rise of the Manhunters. It's just a, well, Green Lantern on the top, which is pretty cool. And interestingly, regarding that game's splash screen, sting, or whatever you want to call that, funny story. Let me find the other game that I wanted to compare that to, for that reason. But yeah, funny story. This game, Marvel Superhero Squad The Infinity Gauntlet 3D, uses the exact same jingle, sting, whatever. I don't know why! And yeah, that was actually another running theme with the 3DS, is there were so many updated versions or ports of a lot of obscure games or whatever. It was such a common theme. As a matter of fact, Shinobi, or as it's known in Japan, I think in Europe as well, Shinobi 3D, I believe it's a reboot, which is pretty interesting. I'm not going to cover every single app that's on the home menu, for the record. I'll just briefly go over them. Nintendo eShop, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. That used to be where you could actually buy DSi games, DSiWare games. They basically redistributed them on the Nintendo 3DS eShop. And also there were exclusive Nintendo 3DS eShop titles. Nintendo 3DS Camera and Nintendo 3DS Sound are also, I think, really self-explanatory. As is Mii Maker, however, that is a brand new feature. Well, not overall, but like for a handheld system. You know what I mean. Street Pass Mii Plaza, it was basically, say you took your system with you, and you happen to pass by someone else who had 3DS, you would automatically communicate with each other and share your data with each other. You have the place populated. That's kind of what that's supposed to represent. You have your place populated more and more as time went on, and the more and more people you pass by. People used to do that all the time, and I don't think people do it anymore. Like, not even at gaming conventions, from what I can tell, and it's kind of sad. AR games, I don't play it that much, but when I do, it still blows me away. Like, just how impressive it is. I do have a set of AR cards, for the record. They're currently upstairs. Face Raiders is kind of silly. You can actually see my face up there on the top screen. But yeah, it's basically an augmented reality on rails shooter, I believe, in which you actually, well, as the name implies, you shoot faces like these robot head android things that have people's faces in them. It's pretty funny, actually. It was made by HAL Laboratories, which is pretty cool. Activity Log is another self-explanatory app. It just keeps track of your data. Download Play, yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. However, they added this option when you first start up the app. I'll actually showcase it right now because there's something else that I have to mention. You know, what are you playing, 3DS or DS games? But the other thing that I want to mention is, yeah, that's the natural way to exit out of a game or an app. It's pretty helpful, actually. System settings, really self-explanatory. Health and safety information. Did anyone ever even look at that? Like, genuine question, not even being sarcastic. And then they decided to leave the Nintendo Zone thing here. Like, it's still here, and they never patched it out. Yeah, see? I don't remember that much about using it. Like, I used it a few times it was still available, but I don't remember anything else about it. Also, I have Swap Note somehow. I formatted the system and everything. I'm not complaining, per se. You know, like, this is basically impossible to get your hands on now. Despite the fact that it was a free app, you just can't access it anymore. Because I believe they got rid of it. Like, they discontinued it. I'm spending a lot more time talking about features for the system in this video because, well, with the 3DS, as a lot of people know, there is a lot more to talk about compared to literally every other console that I've reviewed here. Another thing they added very late into the 3DS's life is themes. I know there's like this community or whatever in which people make their own custom themes, complete with custom music and everything, which is pretty cool. I have a lot of themes on my priority 3DS, as I call it, which is basically, you know, my way of saying the 3DS that I use the most. And we will get to that. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to get to the new 3DS XL, and then we'll get to the new 2DS XL, because that's my priority system. I think a lot of people who have a bunch of handhelds or whatever know what I'm talking about when I mention that. You know, like, if you have a bunch of systems, chances are you're going to find one that is, like I said, your priority system. But anyway, on to the new Nintendo 3DS XL. I still think that's a very lazy and clunky name. Man, is it big! Also, let me put Shinobi 3D into the game card slot, which is now down here for whatever reason. I actually really like the metallic finish, by the way. Just wanted to mention that real quick as the system powers up. So yeah, they actually added some more things, believe it or not. One of them is related to the 3D. Pardon that stupid squeaky noise, but right next to the camera, you can see that little black dot there. What that actually does, I'm not going to enable the 3D, but it's related to the 3D, like I said. It allows the 3D to basically track your face in real time. It's impressive, but I just can't show it on camera because it won't work properly. As in, it won't be showcased properly. You know what I mean? But yeah, very very large screens. They also add a C stick, which is basically meant to function as a second analog stick. And what's interesting about the way it functions, aside from functioning as, once again, a second C stick, you don't press on it. It's very, very sensitive, but, like, in a good way, you know what I mean? With this model specifically, the home button is by itself, the start and select button are back to a traditional position, but with the A, B, X, Y buttons, I do want to talk about this because it's really cool. I'm not sure if it's showing up properly. You'll hear me say that a lot, believe you me. But A is red, B is yellow, X is blue, and Y is green. This is actually a direct reference to the ABXY buttons on the Super Famicom controller. This is actually a lot more straightforward with the Super Famicom edition new Nintendo 3DS XL that was released only in Japan and Europe, where they're just straight up colored the same way the controller, the buttons on the controller for the Super Famicom were. It's really, really cool. It's really cool. This is actually another one where I had to glue the analog, the rubber thing on the circle pad back on, for the record. The stylus is now down here. And I completely forgot to mention this, so I'll mention this real quick for a comparison context. Put that over there real quick, though. Yeah, the 3DS and the 3DS XL... The 3DS XL I don't actually have at the moment, and the 2DS, which I don't have. And I don't have a 2DS anymore for very hilarious reasons that I can't showcase because I have it saved as a picture, but after this is uploaded, I will post it in the community for everyone to laugh at. But those three systems run on SD cards, but the new 3DS, which I don't have because its release over here was very scarce in North America, the new 3DS XL, right here, and the new 2DS XL, right there, run on micro SD cards. There's a very good reason for that. I believe it's directly related, if I'm not mistaken. All three of these, well, pretend I have the new 3DS. New 3DS over here, new 3DS XL right here, and once again, the new 2DS XL over here. They all have a much faster and powerful processor. There were actually a select few games that took advantage of this. One that immediately springs to mind is Minecraft New Nintendo 3DS Edition. I can't remember the entire list of new 3DS exclusive games, but yeah, those were a thing, for those who are wondering. If you tried to put those kind of games, which remember they were in cartridge form as well, into an older model, it'll just give you a message saying that it's not compatible, that's it. Considering that I don't have any games on my senior 3DS and my new 3DS XL, I can't really talk about much more in the features here, but, you know, that's fine. There are actually some features up here that I didn't mention. I apologize for that. So, you may be wondering why you see an icon with the Y button next to it and another icon with the L and R buttons next to it. So, if you press the Y button, I think I might actually do it real quick. Wait for the perfect time to do it, however. Yeah, it's for screenshotting. It's pretty cool, actually. And for L and R, that's for the cameras. which I actually believe that the cameras for the newer models are a lot more high quality. Somebody help me out, because I can't remember if that's true or not. I'm still not going to try the 3D. Like, are you seeing how weird the screen is already showing up enough as it is? Are you kidding me? How are you off? Probably going to use this one for the showcase. Actually, no. What am I talking about? I have to use the new 2DS XL for my showcase system, like I said earlier, and we'll get to as to why that is. But anyway, the new 2DS XL, which was actually the very last 3DS system ever made. I always thought it had a very strange design, but like strange in a good way. Like, for example, I really like that basically rippling pattern on the top. It's a very fascinating design, to be honest. A few things haven't changed. The notifications LED, for example, is right there on the hinge. The inner-facing camera is also on the hinge. So is the microphone. The outward-facing cameras are down here for whatever reason. Oh man, I completely forgot to mention this when I was talking about the C-Stick. I forgot to mention the fact that the newer models also have ZL and ZR trigger buttons. I completely forgot to mention that. I'm sorry. But yeah. Here's an example of the themes, for the record. Most of them are animated, like this one right here with the mini Mario collecting coins. The more that I scroll throughout the home menu screen, it's pretty cute. The home menu is right here now, which is pretty cool. Also, for me and for a lot of people, the game card slot can be kind of finicky because it kind of requires you to wedge your fingernail into this little groove right now. You can't see it because I'm trying to do this off camera. Let me show it off real quick. Yeah, it's a tad awkward, not gonna lie. But basically, I'm gonna explain it in general, just in case I can't show it off. Once you open that flap, oh no, I got it. I can explain it. Okay. When you open that flap, there's the game card slot and also the micro SD card slot, which is pretty cool. I just wish it wasn't so difficult to open, like I said. Kind of annoying. Also, I have my new 2DS XL set in the way, so after it's been in sleep mode for a while,
it's your turn.
The theme changes. This is Radiant Historia theme, I believe. I think I have that right. I actually have a decent amount of themes on here. Oh yeah, badges, as you saw right there. I have some badges from Nintendo Badge Arcade app, which is, or was, this really cool app where you can flat out just basically play a crane machine-esque game and win badges to place on your home menu screen. It was pretty cute. Scroll through my themes list right here. I think I have some exclusive ones, like for example, that Whoa Dave theme right there, which I don't think anyone really remembers that game. I just want to point out real quick because it's a pretty cool, underrated indie game. Basically Mario Bros. But that was exclusive. I believe it was exclusive for a short period of time, actually, but if you bought the game at any point after it was distributed on its own, you'd be able to you'd be able to buy the theme separate from the game. Because like at first you could buy the game from the eShop and then you get the theme by default. But then they release it individually. Also, yeah, a few Sonic themes as well. Mario themes, you already saw one of them. Kirby, Smash Bros, Mega Man. These were exclusive with specifically the collector's edition, special edition, whatever they called it, version of the Mega Man Legacy Collection for 3DS for a while. But like the Woe Dave theme, you could actually get these later on individually on the theme shop. Which, by the way, as you'd expect, the theme shop is super duper closed down. There were some My Nintendo themes. I think they're still available. I can't remember. The Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater 3D theme was also something that you could get with the game and later by itself, depending. Some RPG game themes. Some retro themes. And then you have the base default themes. Those came by default when you upgraded your 3DS. I actually have a ton of games on this thing. Like I said, this is basically my main 3DS. Might take this as an opportunity to play some DSiWare games that I couldn't otherwise play on my DSi because obviously I got that when the DSiWare store closed down. Just wanted to say this real quick. Castle of Magic is amazing. Just wanted to say that. I have a decent amount of Game Boy games. Shovel Knight is the very first indie game in my lineup right there because, like I said, it's my favorite. Rage of the Gladiator is also an underrated game. It's basically, think Punch-Out, but with more of an emphasis on actual combat. Like, you have swords and shields. It's really, really fun. Wish more people had a chance to play it. Kirby. Some Mario games. Pokemon. Retail games of all different types, basically. Super Nintendo games, which those were exclusive to the new 3DS models because apparently from what I've heard and what I've read, they couldn't optimize the older models to play those games, which is why they were exclusive to the new 3DS models. Kind of interesting, actually. But I forgot to mention this, dummy that I am. It's not something that you're going to see unless you go into the options menu, that is. Options menu, settings, whatever, same thing. But Amiibo compatibility. Yeah, that's right. This guy right over here has Amiibo compatibility as well. New 3DS, new 3DS XL, and like I said, new 2DS XL have Amiibo compatibility. It's a sensor, it's not something visible that you're going to see. But on the bottom screen is where you scan Amiibo. It's really cool. Certain games didn't use it very well, as a lot of people will tell you. Some games did. Probably the most famous example of a game that did use it very well was Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS. It's pretty cool. There's that Snake Eater theme. yeah, I am going to take this as an opportunity to play some really awesome games. And as you can guess, yeah, this is going to be the end of the video. So much like, you know, the rest of the videos I've been making in this series, I won't be commentating much so I can focus. I mean, did you see how atrocious I was doing in that portion of the Game Boy Advance video where I was trying to play Kirby and the Amazing Mirror? Did you see what happened when I was talking so much? But, yeah. Play a little bit of Shinobi 3D. We'll start with the first level, obviously. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, the wall going back on this advance. Wait, how am I supposed to get up there? And will you stop attacking me? Wait, get down there. Oh, wait. Nope. I don't know how to time getting up there. Oh, I think I know what to do. I might be stuck. But anyway, you can already see how fun the game is. There are like some challenges you can unlock via Street Pass, which is admittedly really creative, but I'm having a hard time getting past that part, and I don't know why. Maybe it's got something to do with the fact that I'm not as close to the screen as I usually am. Yeah, for those who don't know, I tend to play video games with the handheld very close to my face because, you know, I'm disabled, visually impaired. But anyway, we'll switch over to another game. First, let me try and get the cartridge out. I apologize, believe you me, this is incredibly awkward for you as it is for me. Again, like they should have designed it so there's like a little protrusion sticking out so it's easier to just, you know, open the card slot. I don't know why they made it this way. It's kind of strange. You know what? I'll do that afterwards. I'll just leave the game in there. Also Kirby. I'll leave the game in there because the next game is actually a DSi game that I wanted to talk about. PICTOBITS! I love this game. It kinda reminds me of Tetris. Kind of. Basically the same thing in a sense. Hold on, hold that thought. I can see a lot of glare. I'm gonna switch the lighting real quick. Just for this one game. You know, I should probably pick a different level because I'm having a really hard time telling the colors apart. No. You know what? Fine. Because I have a few other DSi games I wanted to show off anyway. Sorry I couldn't play that one that much. I'm not that good at this one, but believe you me, at least I actually know how to play this one, even on camera. So, Dark Void Zero has a very strange history. It's actually told through its manual. It was... Never mind. It's supposed to simulate the gag of blowing through a cartridge to get it to work. But anyway, it was basically going to be an NES game, but it was unreleased. For reasons that I actually have a hard time remembering right now. Play on easy. It's got a really good soundtrack too. I'm going to skip the cutscene because I don't have time for that. No, I literally don't have time, you know, because of the whole tech limitations thing. I believe the composer for this game was Manume Natsume, however you pronounce her name, a composer for the Mega Man series, who also composed, I believe, 2 tracks for Shovel Knight. Yes, game, I know. Yeah, you can tell I've done this before. I don't know why, but the character's design reminds me of Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. Is that just me? The jetpack! Arguably one of the best things in the entire game. Couple that with the 2 times range of fire. It's just incredible. You do have other weapons in the game. I'm trying to remember what they're called. I think one of them's a rocket launcher, I believe. Oh, I don't need it, apparently. I'm going to end your entire existence, alien scum! I just wanted to say that because it'd be funny. And also, no, you have to find different key cards. You can't just use the same one over and over again. Kind of tedious. Yeah, this really does sound like something that was composed by Manume Natsume. Although at the same time, it kind of sounds like something composed by Jake Kaufman, which is ironic because they worked together, like I said, on Shovel Knight. That's a different weapon. I think that's the... No, that's the rocket launcher. I thought it was the nullifier, I believe it's called. That's bad. It doesn't hurt you, but it sucks because it destroys your jetpack. It sucks a lot. Having your jetpack taken away from you... Game, I know. Having your jetpack taken away from you is one of the worst things to happen in this game. Case in point... Oh god, I thought I was going to fall off the edge. Shut up. I said I wasn't going to commentate that much, but hey, this is a game that a lot of people pretty much don't know anything about, so... Hey. I haven't actually completed the first level in this game, ever. I am familiar with the game, it's freaking difficult. After all, it's an NES game. Yes, I say that in spite of the fact that it was released on the DSi, but, you know, I digress. No. If I lose, I really don't care. Just wanted to showcase this really, really cool game. Also, yeah, for some reason, occasionally, what I can only describe as parasitic worms can spawn from those alien guys. I don't really know why. And it's not even like a consistent thing, like it's only occasionally, like, it's kind of strange. No, I was trying to shoot, not jump, game. I keep forgetting what respawns and what doesn't. Here? Yeah, it's, again, very difficult game. Yeah, you can actually exit out of / cancel out of DSiWare games the same way you can with DS games on a 3DS. I'm not going to play any DS games on my 3DS. I feel like it would kind of be unnecessary. Although I can mention the little Easter egg that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are familiar with, but either way, it's still pretty cool. If you hold down Start and Select while starting up a DS game on the 3DS, you'll actually get the DS game being played in the original resolution of the original DS. It's pretty cool. One last game. I know it's one more than I've usually been doing throughout this marathon series thing, whatever. But it's mainly because the 3DS is so much more complex in so many different ways. Mutant Muds, sure. That's a pretty cool game. Really good soundtrack. This is actually also available on the Switch. There's the Mutant Muds HD collection. Yeah, the foreground pieces can make it kind of distracting to tell where something is, like if there's an enemy in that same layer. No, seriously, really amazing music. I'm sorry for repeating myself, but I'm one of those people who really appreciates video game music. Nothing over there. No! Timing. It's all in timing. What? God, that face is really terrifying, honestly. I was trying to land on the platform. No! That's so evil. That is so evil. Alright, one more try. No, I'm not giving up after this last try if I fail. It's just, again, remember, not enough space to make a very lengthy video. I didn't see. Yeah, they can be really hard to see in cases like this. The mini muds, as I'm calling them. No. That is evil. Nowhere near as difficult as Super Challenge, but that is still evil. Anyway, that is going to wrap things up for today's video. Tomorrow is going to be the Nintendo Switch Lite, and is also going to be the very last video in this series. Thank you for watching, and this is Sir Bop-A-Lot signing out.